Content warning. This game contains violence, guns, and flashing lights. This video contains spoilers for the game Chaser. Chaser is a cold game. It knows that the player has come to experience a first-person shooter, but executes his task abrasively. Emotions here are minimal, since it focuses on why you're here: to shoot. One can see this in the narrative of Chaser, a straightforward plot which is turned convoluted by leaving out crucial details, to the point that any time a cutscene appeared, most of the information given is useless. That is, when there is any to give. We play as John Chaser, a Martian rebel who escapes a space station to Earth and traverses a variety of locations to reconnect with the other rebels to take out Samuel Longwood, the dictator of Mars. Sounds understandable, right? Unfortunately, the game cannot give this information right away, since the protagonist has amnesia. By partaking in this cliché, the game is forced to obfuscate its exposition over several long-winded cutscenes, around 5 to 10 minutes for most of them, where seemingly little of importance is said. By the time the exposition becomes clear, the game is already about 80% complete. Characters appear and disappear so quickly you rarely remember who they are, especially confusing when they attempt to bring them back out again late in the game for plot twists that never had the preparation to be twists, instead being just another event on a long string of them.
Remember that, Chico.
Due to a plot that does so little in so much time, the narrative doesn't serve to deliver an engaging plot, but to provide light context for a variety of environments to explore. There is no plot purpose for Chaser landing in the slums and then becoming part of a gang war between the Mafia and the Yakuza. In fact, decisions like these are what drag the narrative down. But it would be fun and cool to do that, right? At least that's what the game is expecting the player to want. The game's lack of a coherent plot is not a mistake, it's a feature. The game is not here to present you an engaging story about revolution from a corrupt government. It just wants the shooting to be done in various cool-looking locales. Space stations, snowy military bases, dusty Mars, the typical areas of an action sci-fi plot, all here and accounted for, with the corresponding varying enemy models as well. There's no substance, only set dressing. The masses of people you kill are treated as more vague ideas of enemy than people. They have no character, no plot significance, not even intention at times. One instance being when Chaser crash lands in the slums. He's immediately attacked by the raiders there, with no explanation outside of that they just kill everyone in their slums. They are given no humanity in order to have justification for the hundreds the player murders. In the game's view, they are obstacles to shoot. The resulting moral implications are as unsettling as you'd think. John Chaser is a horrible person. He is only kind to those who can benefit him, even when he does an act that could be seen as good, such as freeing prisoners put in by a corrupt government. It is only to distract the guards so he can escape. What results is the death of pretty much everyone in the prison, and Chaser actually makes the situation worse by taking part in the killing of the prisoners. While his partner who helped him break out of the prison came up with the plan, he goes along with it enthusiastically. The revolutionary group is anything but, especially since their long-term goals of liberation are nebulous. There is no plan to help people. They act without purpose, fighting in the name of liberation without the actions that require. Surprisingly, the game knows this. In a twist at the very end of the game, it is revealed by Longwood that we are in fact not Chaser, but Scott Stone, his super soldier that underwent surgery to look like Chaser in order to infiltrate the rebel group. The rebels attacked the space station during the procedure at the beginning of the game, making the transfer of memories incomplete, giving him amnesia. The rebel leader admits that's why they attacked, and Chaser is of course angry and confused. With this, Chaser joins Longwood and kills the rebel leader, which after doing so, Longwood kills Chaser, bringing into question if this twist was in fact true. Either way, all actions done in the game were meaningless and resolved nothing, only leaving behind an innumerable amount of dead bodies. Chaser's fight for its own narrative was an undercurrent the whole time with its lack of direction with the plot, but here it's made explicit. You're not here to be the hero. You're not even here to be a person. You're here to complete objectives and kill how someone tells you to, only stopping once the game has forced you to stop for good. It's the main use the game and plot see for both the player and Chaser. Due to this, there is a pressure to focus on just the gameplay, since that is what the player is here for, isn't it? Thus, the levels attempt to give you as much variety as they can muster. You sneak, you go guns blazing, you snipe, you defend areas, you shoot in an exoskeleton, you shoot while awkwardly platforming, you do a wide range of activities with your weapons, and even when you're not allowed to use one, the goal is to eventually get one back. The locales you carry out your objectives in are equally as varied. The player traverses a wide variety of spaces that not only change in textures, but in size as well. Chaser puts you in massive areas that bring an impressive amount of scale to the encounters one faces. One moment that comes to mind is when I walked along these long, connecting platforms above a Mars train station. The red fog is thick to the point that the structures seem to stretch into infinity, massive in size compared to the player, but insignificant in comparison to the planet environment we are surrounded by. The game is constantly reminding the player how little they matter in the grand scheme of events. Unfortunately, the diverse objectives and settings cannot keep interest up for how long Chaser is, and thus they get dragged out far longer than they should have been. Each game section is stretched out 2 to 3 levels longer than needed, all to have as much content as possible. The grand environments become a slog as lack of signposting means the player will frequently become lost. The game exacerbates this issue by sometimes placing enemies in these areas off the correct path, tricking the player into thinking they are going the right way. But hey, it gives you more shooting gameplay, right? The main action of Chaser, the shooting, is impersonal and detached. There is little to differentiate the assortment of modern-day weapons, anachronistic to a sci-fi game. What results is that I mainly use 2 weapons for the last half of the game. Chaser only asks you to shoot your enemies before they shoot and kill you, nothing more. AI is either unresponsive or incredibly accurate, spawning in areas obvious to see. So most of one's actions is exploiting their patterns and quick saving and loading constantly when one fails. Not much else to it. The player wanted shooting, so that is what they get. While it fulfills the player's request of a shooter, it's as indifferent to the player's experience as every other aspect. Chaser ultimately has no empathy for the player. It understands the player came to shoot, and delivers just that. No more. It is disinterested in itself and what it has to offer. A game unconcerned with the idea of being played for fulfillment. Without meaning for its actions, Chaser leaves only cold, hard, first-person shooter gameplay. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please consider supporting me on Patreon or Ko-fi. Patreon is if you want to support me monthly, and Ko-fi is for one-time support. These videos wouldn't be possible without the generous support of my patrons and Ko-fis. Any amount helps this channel keep going. Anyways, here's my Twitter, my Instagram, my channel link if you want to subscribe, and some other videos I've made. Well, that's all I have to say. So thanks again for watching, and I'll see you around.